Let me just say that there is sun and light blue skies behind the clouds for every Source player, always. They live in the same matrix, even though they have their own universe, their own matrix. It still pretty much looks the same. It has sun and light blue skies behind the clouds. The game, in its ultimate truth, is always beautiful for every Source player, no matter what type of traumatic experiences they have experienced 10 years continuously earlier in their life. There is always a 9/11. There is always a truth to this experience you're having now. Like your hand is made open, and you're made to hold everything with an open hand. And if there is something you're holding too tight, you can simply let go of it. It's the most normal thing. And yeah, sure, it's a process and certain things you need to know before you might be able to fully let go of it. But ultimately it is a simple thing. But it will take time. And it can take a second, it can take an hour, it can take a year, it can take a few years, whatever. Depends on how quickly you get it, how quickly you can see that experience you had for what it is, while keeping in mind this higher frequency, more mature way of dealing with things. So the game is always fair, ultimately. The game is always beautiful in the ultimate truth of the game. Every Source player can absolutely reach 9/11, no matter what previous experiences they have had. Every single Source player. As long as you have air in your lungs, you're still here, well then you can do it. It's never too late. And there is nothing in this matrix that can ban you from higher frequencies. There is nothing you can do now to completely ban yourself from higher frequencies. Yes, of course, if you eat meat now, then your frequency bodies go out of alignment, which means that you are experiencing a lower frequency, but it doesn't mean that you can never raise your frequency again. Of course, if you stop eating meat. And if there are other silly things you are doing that is hindering your frequency, well then it could of course be a mindset about that thing you are doing. You might actually be able to think about it differently, and that thing will not hinder your frequency. That thing could even boost it. It could be a positive, beneficial thing. But everyone can do it. Of course. The game is ultimately beautiful.